Hello, this is Harwin from above. This is kind of a topic today which is easier said than done. Today we'll be talking about fractionation. So it is just kind of an NLP and hypnosis concept here that sometimes it applies in selling, or it does not really apply in selling, but I just end up using it a lot in conversations. So instead of explaining it again and again, I just decided to make a podcast on it so that I don't have to explain it every time someone asks me what is fractionation. So it will be a very simple and will not be going into so much detail because it's kind of borrowed from concept in hypnosis what people use when uh, when there's a hypnotist and he's trying to put someone in a trance, and what they do is instead of putting them directly into a trance, they discovered a long time ago that if you put someone in trance, then you take them out of it, and then you put it again, and then you get them out of the trance, then you put them again in a trance. So they found that this was an effective way of putting someone into a deep trance. So those kind of some somnambulism. I think I'm saying it correctly. So they tried to achieve those kind of states with those kind of fractionation, and a lot. It is maybe it's kind of an advanced concept. So in persuasion or hypnosis techniques or NLP. So this was used. So basically, what it means is uh, telling someone going through a pitch, then taking a break from it, making something normal, then again putting someone in trance, and then taking a break from it, then again doing it over and again. So what happens as a result of this is over time that person gets more deeply invested into it, or they get into a deeper trance. So every time this happens, they become more invested. So how marketers or persuaders use this concept is it's not that nobody uses it, it's well known with them. So how they use this is maybe they'll be talking about something, and then they'll change the topic consciously, then again they'll talk about the same thing that is something maybe interesting or engages them, then again they'll change the topic, then again they'll talk about the same thing to get that person invested or interested in it again. So what happens is you might be thinking what is that this is different from hypnosis, but what you have to realize is technically, according to hypnotists, all conversation is hypnosis. So every time you're talking to someone, it is maybe it could be a light trance or a deep trance. It's still a trance. So that is the mindset that they are coming from. So even if a marketer or persuader is talking, if the person is listening to them sincerely, so technically that is also kind of a trance. So if you share a story, then you take them out of it, then you again share a story, the same story, and then you take a break, and then you again share the same story. So what happens as a result of is the person gets deeply engrossed or invested, or then those kind of things happen. So that is just a gist of it, of what exactly it is. So technically, some hypnotists would be using it to those are highly skilled people who use those kind of things in those kind of sense. But this is a concept that a lot of people in the mainstream they have started using this, and a very, you could say, a superficial level, or in a level that is not so deep, or not so uh, getting not so invested in those kind of things. So you just have to remember that this is a situation. It is the other thing is, you should not be afraid of it. Nobody can influence you or hypnotize you against your wishes. If that was there, then all hypnotists would be living on their private islands, those kind of things. So nobody really influences you against your will. So, but this is a concept that if you are someone, if I use this kind of terminology in the future, so, or if you hear someone else using this terminology, you can know what exactly is the context they are coming in from, and that's all. And the other thing is open loops or closed loops. So in fractionation, you might be hearing some. It is mixed with the great hypnotist, that Richard Bandler, and those kind of people. What they would do is they will start a story, then they'll just start to talk about something else in the meantime. Then again, they'll continue that story. Then again, they'd take a break and just talk about randomly or about something else. Then again, they'll close one story and then talk about something else. Then they'll start another story. Then they'll talk about something else. Then they'll start another story, and they'll close the first story, and those kind of things. So they'll be starting loops and ending loops. It's kind of like it confuses the brain, and while those people are confused, those hypnotists would be putting in suggestions into their minds of the people. So that is how it is used. It's kind of a difficult thing to use. Those people who are very high trained, and they've been doing it for several years, those are the people who can do it effectively. The other part of the population, the marketers and normal everyday persuaders and salespeople who are trying to get some kind of NLP stuff into their sales pitch because they think that will give them an edge, or they're trying to use this technology to their advantage. So they'll be trying to do a simple version of this into their conversations, or their pitches, or maybe their copy. The thing is, the NLP kind of stuff does not work so well in the copy, in the written word, as it does in the spoken word. So that is a kind of it kind of sounds funny when you it's not it reads funny when you read it, if it is someone writes it that way. But other than that, in the future, if it is used, you can be knowing that it is just very simple technique of starting something, stopping it, then starting it again, to just affect and to achieve something where people have uh, more deeper deeper, they are concentrated on this. So that's all. Hope this helps. For normal people, normal as in if you're not deep into marketing, or if you're not, it's kind of an advanced concept. You don't need to know this, but for your curiosity and to just get a basic understanding, uh, this is uh, this is that I explained it to you. And you don't even need those kind of techniques for normal sales and persuasion and those kind of things. But since a lot of people do ask these kind of questions, so I just thought I'd make a podcast so that I won't have to explain. And I don't like to say people know that I'll not explain something, or if I know something, it's kind of you're not telling them something. So I just made a podcast, so I won't have to repeat. It's kind of a selfish, but anyways, you got to listen to this podcast here. Thank you for listening to SC Wolf, signing out.